Welcome to the new episode of that. No, we're going to start again. Ready?
Jersey Devil Comedy, the podcast, episode 5, with Emma.
Welcome to the Jersey Devil Comedy Podcast. I'm Don Benigno. That's Ed Goodavage, and we're here with Emma. Emma, what's up? How you doing today?
Oh, I'm like 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. Fantastic. It is. It's a wonderful day outside. We're in this cool studio.
Nice, cool, air-conditioned studio. I was 96 on the way over here, so we're cooking and melting.
That's the year I was born.
Oh, there you go.
That's a good year. Yeah, that doesn't make me feel old at all.
2 years before I graduated. So, Emma Curry here we brought her on the podcast because she just joined our improv group. She's part of the End of the Road Players.
I don't know how I ended up there, but thank you for letting me join.
How did you end up there? How did you find out?
Well, in general, I love stand-up comedy, and occasionally I'll perform stand-up comedy at an open mic. And so anytime there's an event in Cape May County regarding comedy, which is rare, I'm like a magnet. I'll go there. And so I did an improv. I didn't do an improv show. Not yet. Well, hold my horses. I went to an improv show at End of the Road Theater, and I just fell in love. And one time I volunteered, and you guys brought me up on stage, and I just fell in love with it, and I said, wow, I can really do this. And it felt kind of like a comfort zone, ironically, even though it really pushes people out of your comfort zone. I felt in my element. So
I think that's one of the best things about the improv group and a lot of what we do at Jersey Devil Comedy. The idea is to continue to put on comedy shows down here where there isn't a lot of comedy, and it's to help people like yourself and ourselves get more stage time. Like, hey, this is something I'd love to do. How do I do it? Where do I go to do it? And Ed's really great at that. And me and him, we work on creating these shows around to do stuff like that. The improv's been around for a couple years, and the group that does the improv are all really excellent, really chill people, and all they want to do is grow the group themselves. Like, so if someone comes and they say, hey, I want to try improv, there's not a single person in that group that's not like, hey, come on, this is how we do it. This is how I do it. This is, it's beautiful chaos up there in the improv stage. So we're very happy that you came to the show, and we're happy that you've been hanging out with us, and you're going to do a show. We hope to get you there August 9th at the End of the Road Theater. I mean, that's the next show. So we hope to see you up on stage there.
Oh, I hope so too. And I've learned that doing stand-up, and then only so far I've been to 2 practices for the improv. And I learned that stand-up is I don't want to say a lot harder, but it's like when you miss a beat, you feel like you miss a punchline. But with improv, you could just recreate that beat and just recreate that moment without the audience really knowing. How do you feel that?
Well, I completely agree. I would say that the difference between stand-up and improv is a team sport. And that's what makes the improv great. And that's what makes improv a great launching pad for a stand-up comedian. So we do have like Ryan Curtis, who does a lot of stand-up. He's been doing stand-up for 9 years. And I laugh when I say that because the last show he did, he's like, I've been doing stand-up for 9 years, and look where I'm at with this improv group. But he says it tongue-in-cheek, but it's a great tool to have as a stand-up comedian. So if you're somebody that's just like, hey, I want to be the next Shane Gillis, a good challenge for yourself, or good exercise, is to find an improv group, because like you said, you're up there, you whiff on something, or it doesn't really stick the landing, there's somebody else that can bring that energy with you, and it raises the energy level up. And that's why a lot of shows we have double hosts and things like that, because as we're learning this, not everything you're going to do is A material, and that's okay, because the only way to get better is, as I hate to say it, and you listen to any comedian, the only way to get good as a comedian is to bomb.
Over and over again for 10 years before you can even assume to do anything of value.
Yeah.
Like that's what all those guys do.
And I'm really good at bombing. So
Perfect.
You're good at killing too. You can carry the energy. Yeah. But like that's what I love about improv, is that it's a team thing. So when you're doing stand up, it's you. That's it. And either you can, but when you're doing improv, one, it sharpens that quick twitch muscle in your brain that just goes, okay, here's something, let me fire off. And also a lot of people are funny in reactionary comments to something. Mm-hmm. And that's where like, that's how people get into stand-up, is like, oh, you're so funny. Well, yeah, you're great in a conversation with a quick comeback associate it with a thing. But when you go into stand up, it's like, here's a room full of quiet people. They're all staring at you.
Right.
Entertain them. And you're like, I need to, now you've got to build them up and bring them to your level and bring them in. It's so hard, but improv, it's like, it's not all on you. You've got, we try to do a show with between 6 to 8 people. By the way, how'd you find out about our show?
I followed End of the Road Theater on Facebook, and that's how I found out. They just did a post, and I said, oh, I'll go. Simple.
Simple.
Yeah, no one grabbed me on the street and said, you must go to this improv show.
Would that
tried.
work?
You yeah, it would. If I was shopping for groceries
who
and
the hell's
someone,
this guy?
yeah, that would be great. But improv, I've learned too that it's really great for crowd work. At doing stand up, if you choose to do some crowd work while you're doing your stand up bits, you know, you have to have the improv skill with crowd work.
100%. Because crowd work, the comedians that are really known for crowd work, they make it look so easy, but it's not at all easy to react to what anybody looks like or going to say. Like, so even the best comedians that are doing crowd work, and that they're like, man, they're so good at it, they're so quick. Like Ed said, they've been doing that for 10 years. Like, look at Matt Rife, right? Matt Rife, I love watching everything he does. I think the guy's hysterical. That kid was doing comedy when he's 14 years old. Like, he is a well-oiled comedic machine. So a lot of lines that look like they're just, and I'm not saying this about him, but a lot comedians in general, a lot of lines that are like, where'd that come from? That came out of left field. It's like a really good rapper. Like, when they're freestyling, like they've done those lines 100 times in their head already.
Yeah.
Like they've done that, or they've been in that situation where they're like, ooh, that's a line I could have used there. So when that situation happens again, they've got that bullet in their chamber. So again, the best way to get better at all of this stuff is to continuously be out there and do it. And with that comes the pain and then a lot of learning experiences. But when things start clicking for you, it's such a great feeling. And in my opinion, there's nothing better. There's 2 things that are awesome. One is nothing better than making a whole room full of people laugh, like genuinely laugh. That's like it's an all-time feeling. Or have a group of people sing along a song with you, especially if it's one you wrote. So those are like the 2 best feelings in the world. And the third is obviously ice cream. So.
Absolutely. What's your favorite kind of ice cream?
Oh man, I know. I didn't expect the follow-up question. Damn. No.
Well, when you bring up ice cream to the
I will
conversation,
throw up a picture
just- no,
there.
Yeah.
And, I got a great one of Tom eating ice
I'm
cream.
only kidding.
It's one of my favorite pictures.
You know, go-to ice cream. I'm still a Klondike guy, but I tell you, all time Choco Taco.
Chocolate
If you're like,
tacos are
I'll go mint chocolate chip. I'm a mint chocolate chip ice cream guy.
Yeah.
But I was very upset when I saw the clearance tag on the Choco Taco. I was like, what are they doing to me? I was like, what did I do to anger God so badly that he clearanced out Choco Taco? So I bought like 10 packs of them, and I was like, about a year ago, I had my last one. I was like, farewell, Choco Taco. It's been a great run. So
have you tried writing to the company that makes them?
No,
I do that.
I never. I thought I'd kind of come off insane, but yeah, maybe I should because
We'll tag him in this. We'll tag Choco Taco.
You should.
I miss you, Choco Taco.
But I've this is a little secret, and I don't know why I'm saying it right now, but late at night, I like to email corporations about products I wish they came back, or a compliment. The other night, I emailed Entenmann's, and I said, hey, man, I really love your little mini chocolate chip cookies. Can you bring back the old recipe? I emailed Coca-Cola once to say, hey, where's your cinnamon Coke at? You made it one time, one season. And you'd be surprised who responds and who doesn't. Entenmann's responded, and they like raved. They're like, wow, like thanks for emailing us. You know, their customer service was on point, but Coca-Cola was very dull. And they said, no.
I can see that.
Yeah.
So funny you bring up the Entenmann's cookies. Literally, at 2:00 in the morning, I had a pack in my hand. I was going to buy them, and I was like, "They're just not as good as they used to be."
See?
I swear to God,
They're not.
Last
It's
night I
different recipe.
had them in my hand. $4.59. I'm at the Wawa. I'm like, they're just not as good. I put them back. Sorry, Entenmann's. They got great products. Not talking.
I should have CC'd you in that email.
Yeah.
But no.
Oh, we'll talk about sweet treats. Okay, Dry Dock, my go-to milkshake when I was a kid.
Okay.
Mint chocolate chip ice cream with a banana and some chocolate syrup, and get it made into a milkshake. is absolutely phenomenal.
I wouldn't think to combine
That's a lot
banana and
happening
mint.
there.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on, but
Mint banana?
yeah, it's so good.
I mean, I love a good dirty banana. Ever had a dirty banana? They're really good. Like,
Is that
Kahlua?
it's like, I'm not a bartender. I just drink them. But no, I think there's different variations of it. But it's a chocolatey banana goodness with some alcohol in it. Perfect, like if you're.
I don't know what you and your freaky friends are doing Saturday nights, buddy.
Hey. Yeah, okay. Right there, mint banana boy. All right, so you like to email corporations. Do you have any other good emails that you've done to corporations? Or sent?
I'm trying to remember. And typically I would do these while having a couple glasses of wine in me. So
Okay.
they would come off very extra friendly, but
Right.
very passionate. Like oh yeah, okay. Do you know Sunbelt granola bars?
I do. I haven't seen them in a little while. Little Debbie used to bring them in. Yeah.
Yes. So one of my fondest childhood memories, I don't know why it's fond, but I always ate breakfast alone in elementary school. And the one thing that I looked forward to was these Sunbelt granola bars. And they used to be very wide and thin and chewy and moist.
It's true.
Yes. And then now they're short and stumpy and dry. I feel like me now. Like I used to be thinner and, more flavorful. And now I'm just like short and stumpy.
It happens in a way.
So I emailed them.
If you're like me and Ed, we're filled with raisins. So no. But no. Yeah. So did they get back to you? Did you email them?
They emailed me back and they just had generic response of like, we're getting with the times and such. It was just the Entenmann's cookies that emailed me back with a positive reinforcement of like, wow, thank you for being such a valued customer. We're gonna escalate this, and they were so genuinely nice. But other than that, I'm looking for more corporations to email. So if you have any ideas, let me know.
Well, Ed, do you have a corporation you would like to email?
Who would I email? Well, no, but I did go to bat for a small bakery in Philadelphia it was my son's second birthday. We signed petitions for pro-trans fats. We said, look, like they were trying to put a trans fat ban in Philadelphia, which would remove using like Crisco and shortening from the baked goods. And we actually signed a big petition. It would have totally changed the cakes I grew up on from Stock's Bakery in Port Richmond, Philadelphia, on Lehigh Avenue, and it would have changed their whole recipe. And we're like, but none of the big Entenmann's Tasty Cakes, none of those guys would be affected. It would just be all the small bakeries that use this stuff. So they could continue using trans fats and whatever kind of weird chemicals they want. But it's like, okay, you want to use Crisco, a shortening, just yeah, it's cake, it's cookies. Like, this isn't health food. Like, get over it. So we did my son's second birthday, and we had everybody come and sign a petition, and it helped because they did not enact the trans ban in Philadelphia, and Stock's pound cake is the perfect pound cake. So it's, a pound of butter per cake. And they're like perfect. Each one's you can actually get them here at Wildwood Crest in that little deli thing, like right when you come over, that little convenience store. Like $20 over a little cake, but whatever you can get, like this old traditional Polish bakery in Wildwood. Yeah.
So petitions work,
Yeah.
at least for.
I went to bat for them. Yeah.
I love that.
Now I do have a question because you work for a nonprofit.
Yes.
And who's the nonprofit?
Jersey Cape is the nonprofit. We were called Jersey Cape Diagnostic Training Opportunity Center, but that quickly, not quickly, over 50 years, people still didn't catch on that we're about empowerment, and they thought we were a medical facility doing like CAT scans because diagnostic. So we rebranded, and now we're Jersey Cape Life Empowerment Hub, and we have a whole bunch of different programs. So one of them, we're a vocational training facility for disabled community. So that's the first step is they come into our facility and we assess like, hey, do you have any experience with job already placements? And if they're just strictly with a clean slate and they're not ready to have community work, we give them tasks to do and we train them on vocational settings. So like janitorial settings, fulfillment, because we do promotional products. So they help with that fulfillment side. And, some of our participants, they learn how to use the t-shirt press as well. So if you guys need any merch, let me know. And but we're also known that we manufacture the state's beach tags. So we manufacture over 3 million tags a year, and our participants are the ones that pin them and fulfill them and send them out to customers and municipalities. So that's just one avenue of what we do. It's a mouthful. It's a lot, but we also have youth programs that help out-of-school youth that might have dropped out of high school, have a little bit of a rough patch of life, and we get them into a facility and tutor them, train them, and actually pay for their testing for their GED. And we give them legit paychecks every time they learn something new in our program. So they're getting paid to learn and paid to better themselves. So that's amazing. And that's 2 avenues of what we do. I could go on about more programs, but essentially we just empower those who don't often have a voice.
I think what's great about that is, to your point, like, you have all these wonderful programs where you're serving the community, and just I'm just an average Joe, right? I don't know that half of these programs exist in my own town. Like you said, I probably wouldn't one of those people who'd be like, oh, what are you doing, X-rays in there? Like, it's at the CAT scan place. Mm-hmm. And when you have the ability to stop for a second and learn about all the things that people are doing, I think not only does it make you feel better about your community, it makes you feel better about people and humanity in general, that we have people that are doing the good fight, that are fighting the good fight. Because I think a lot of times people are like, the world, this and that, or people are terrible, and and then you sit down with somebody like you and you're like, wow, listen to what you're doing for people that need it in their lives. And I think that's pretty awesome. And you're one of many in every town and every community that I think sometimes just really goes unnoticed. So I'm glad we have the ability to talk to you about it today. And I think it's something that's awesome, and I'm proud to be talking about.
And you can bring comedy into that mix too. Like we are all not scared to punch down in our comedy. And as my wife knows, I'm not scared to make fun of disabled people.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, there's
everybody has fun and wants to laugh,
absolutely. There's a lot of disabled folks actually on the comedy circuit, and there's this one comedian, I forget her name, but she has cerebral palsy, and that's her thing, is just making fun of disabilities, but also normalizing that they're human as well. They have goals, like some of our participants that are in our facility, they write books, they do comedy, they do they draw very well, they do sculpting, they have goals just like everybody else. So that's where we come in. We're advocating for them. We're supporting them in their whole journey of just life. So it's about life enrichment and empowerment.
That's awesome. Because like Jersey Devil Comedy is all about trying to get people up and coming comedians and musicians. Jersey Devil Productions is like the music side of it. Jersey Devil Comedy is the comedy end of it. And we're melding both those things together, and some separate, but it's all about getting up and coming people stage time and helping them grow and helping boost that voice, like you're saying. Yeah. That's why I was like, when I was talking to you, I was like, I'd love to do a podcast, because those goals just kind of overlap. So, and I think that everybody working together for that end is like, how do you get people recognition? Because like right now, it's like you look at music artists that are on the radio. How do they get there? Some of it, now, not taking away talent and hard work, like they're phenomenal, hardworking people. The people at the top are that way. But also, once you get a multi-million-dollar company behind you that says, here's $5 million to go to marketing. Like, for example, like the last Marvel movie, they put in, I think it cost $200 million to make the movie. They spent $200 million in marketing the movie.
That's wild.
So it's almost equal money, marketing and putting out the money, than it is to produce the thing to make it successful. Mm-hmm. So that's like the unspoken aspect, is like, how do you compete against these giant things? Yeah, and it's grassroots, so it's all grassroots stuff.
I think that's a wonderful segue to plug our next upcoming shows.
I think it's great. Yeah. What would that be?
Well, so Emma, are you a fan of folk music? Are you familiar with like the movie The Complete Unknown with Bob Dylan and or the Newport Folk Festival? Are you familiar with that stuff?
I am familiar with nasally singers.
Yes, well, that is a wonderful testament, and they sing about these wonderful. They all sound like Ed, these wonderful stories as they're singing. So we have some friends, like Ed said, at Jersey Devil Productions. We do music shows too, and some of our friends were like, "Hey, how cool would it be if we did our own folk festival down here?" And I was like, "Yeah, that sounds like it'd be kind of fun. Have at it. I wish you guys the best of luck." So me and Ed were doing something over at the Moose Lodge in Irma. We host karaoke there.
Comedy
karaoke party. The next one's going to be August 6th, by the way. You don't have to be a member at the Moose for the karaoke party. You just come see me and Ed. Me and Ed are members. We'll get you in.
Slide you through the back door.
Yeah, we'll sign you on the book.
With a dirty banana.
That's Ed's style. A minty one, though, at least.
True. No freshen your breath and your derriere.
It's very appealing. So we're out there, and the thing's like the size of 3 football fields, and I'm looking around, and I say to the guys, I'm like, what do you guys think about doing a folk fest back here? And they're like, yeah, that would be cool, man. Like, and Ed's like, yeah.
That's how folk people talk.
And we're like, yeah, hee-haw.
Yeah.
We're like, we all had, all of a sudden, hay appeared in our mouths. It was the weirdest thing. So
Hey, we're getting done running my tractor.
and we were walking around
with
with
guitar.
our thumbs in our belts. And so everybody was on board with it. And within a week, Ed, we had everything in place. We had all the acts in place. And it's going to be a really great show. We have Jason Ager and the Golden Eagles. We have Johnny Zarfati, who's a kid right here from Rio Grande. He pierces and tattoos up on the boardwalk, but the kid sounds like a young Bob Dylan. He's really amazing. We have the Matty Hogan Band playing, and they just did a showcase show at the theater a few weeks ago.
End of the Road Theater in North Cape May. Yeah.
Unbelievable show. They completely rocked out. I mean, I thought that I was at a concert venue. Like, I went and saw Offspring last night up in Camden, and I would say Maddie's band put on a show almost equivalent to them at the theater. I mean,
Pierre Miller on the keyboard, on the piano, was just like, that guy speaks through the piano, and he's unbelievable. And, like, to compete and Maddie to, like, hold up above that and just, like, him compliment her singing, and that, like, everything just went so well. And then Dave on the guitar, he was just killing the country riffs. Like, they rolled in country stuff. I'm like, dude, you've been playing country? He's like, I listen to metal. I'm like, well, you nailed it. Like, you got that down. And then Seth on the drums, he was captivating. Like, our eyes were on him. He was hilarious.
If you don't know Seth Johnson, he's like one of the best drummers down here, and he's just this really interesting character. I keep saying Tay Vista is another young band, and they're the sons of our friend One Adam 12. One Adam 12 introduced us to them. They said they'd be interested in coming down to the folk festival, and these kids have been playing together for a good 5 or 6 years, and they do like indie pop, and they're just this wonderful ensemble, and their songs are really fresh and innovating, and so they're going to open the show up. And then I was able to get John Cadity to come, and John Cadity, I don't know if you know him or not, he was like in the band Stellar Mojo. He has this band Liquid A, and he's just he's one of my favorite guys to listen to, because he'll sit there and he'll just be playing an acoustic guitar, and he'll be playing this really pretty song, and you're like, oh, that sounds so nice. And then you're like, wait a minute, that's Rob Zombie. And he does like all Rob Zombie and like Marilyn Manson, but he does them to these like slow bits, and he makes them sound like they're Broadway songs, and he's really great too. So we have 5 great acts on a main stage, and as those acts are changing, we have local singer-songwriters filling in like the dead air, and they're going to play for 15, 20 minutes and share their songs. And these guys are great. So we have One Adam 12, who I talked about. He's like a punk new wave guy. He's played for World Cafe. He's played at the Anchor Rock Club. We have the great Kevin Mulderig, who's just, again, a really great friend of ours.
Part of the improv comedy
show.
group.
He's a comedian. He's a Johnny Do Everything. And his songs, they're like Americana, they're story songs. I love his song about New Orleans.
Wasn't he in the Lorex movie?
He may have been. He may have been. He should have been. Uncle Monster, that gruff, that bluesy guy. And then Vinny Smith, who's everybody's favorite uncle. That Vinny Smith's like the coolest cat. Like he plays John. We call him John Cougar Vinny Smith because he's got that
high energy,
high energy,
good rock.
He calls it cowpunk. What he does. So at the very least, you go there that day. It's a $25 ticket. You will be entertained from start to finish with the music alone, and the beers are $3, which is dirt cheap for doing it. Going anywhere. There'll be 2 food trucks. We got El Pueblo's taco truck there. We have Hit the Road Jack there. So we have 2 great food trucks, and then there's so many vendors I can't even list them all.
And where is this
we're
at
up to
again?
20. It is at the Irma Moose Lodge.
Irma Moose Lodge.
Yeah, right
Okay.
down the street, right there on Seashore Road.
Got it.
And just go up. You can pay the day of. You can go in. You can go to Eventbrite, and there's an Eventbrite set up. You go on Facebook and look up Cape May Folk Fest, the event calendar. There's a Cape May Folk Fest Instagram. Basically, you throw a dart, you're going to hit something that tells you something about the fest.
Got
But like as we're saying about marketing, it's just how do you get the word out? How do you get people to say, hey, this is going to be a good time? Kids 12 and under are going to be free. So the idea would be is hopefully we see people, they come and they bring lawn chairs, they bring their dogs to bark at mannequins, they do all kinds of fun stuff.
Buddy dogs.
So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Awesome.
So, and that's the August 10th. August 9th is our improv show at End of the Road Theater in North Cape May. That's going to be a solid show. Emma's going to be coming out, or we get to
I get to
put you in
bomb
front
and
of
I get to
everybody
learn.
and do your inaugural appearance with the End of the Road players.
As long as I get one solid crowd laugh,
You
I'll
will.
be
You're
great.
fine. You got it. You did great in practice, and we have another practice coming up.
that's fun. I was talking to my coworker about improv and my journey, and I was like, yeah, we practice every Monday night. And she was like, it's improv. You're not supposed to practice. So, walk me through that. What, because improv is obviously, spontaneous and, not planned. But then when you say practice improv, what do we mean by that?
Well, so first of all, let's go to the word practice. Some would say practice, some would say rehearsal, right? That sounds like the same exact thing, but basically when we're rehearsing improv, it's most importantly the transitions. It's like, hey, what bit is next? And then it's the actual bits themselves. So the material is all spontaneous, but to understand what we're supposed to be doing in each bit, because each bit is a different game per se, and each game has different rules. So it's one thing to be like, hey, give me a topic, I'm going to create a crazy scene. That's just straight up improv. That there's no parameters, there's no outlines. But if we're going to do a game like questions only, well then you, who's going to be joining us on stage, has to understand the rules of the game, because if not, you'll just be lost, and then we'll lose that cohesion. Yeah. So some of the rehearsal or practice is about learning what are the bits that we're trying to do. How are these games structured? What is the show structure be like? So that's an important part of it, and that's actually the most important part. And then the other thing too is to just get us loose, get us trained on what to do if someone says, "Give me a sound for a bullet train," and it's like, I don't, what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's like,
It's training a muscle, and it's a fast reflex muscle, because improv has to be back and forth quickly, and I don't think anybody is just naturally amazing at anything. I think there's some people that have talent and they can start something, but you only get better by doing. So working it out regularly only makes you better, and also the comfort level on stage. So a lot of things that we do in the practices are stage presence, where to stand, how to speak, how to use microphones, how to project out when you don't have microphones, how to be seen, how to be understood. Because sometimes when people get nervous, they speak really quickly, and now the audience can't hear you. They can't hear the joke, and they can't follow along.
Yeah.
Some people get nervous and scream. We've had a number of different people that some people get really loud and scream, some people get really quiet. So it's like learning how to balance these things out so that what we put on is the most fun show for the viewer. And that we get to just be ourselves.
Right.
We worked out all the little idiosyncrasies of being on stage, because it's like you don't want to like come on stage where we had people and like you're not speaking loud enough, people can't hear you, you've got your back turned to the audience, now they can't see you, or you're like holding a microphone and you turn the microphone off and no one can hear you that way, and it just keeps, like all these things are little distractions from what's actually happening.
Right.
And then, we're like, I like to view it as removing distractions so people can enjoy what's happening. But I love like improv because it's like the presence. Like you've got to be in that moment, present and responding to.
Right.
And it's all yes and. So and it's a great philosophy for life, I think. That's what's driven us, right?
Yeah, we say yes to everything. but to your point, I mean, we could do a fun little improv exercise. We could say, let's play a game called "What Was That Noise?" Ed, what was that noise? What did Buddy yak up?
Okay, so yeah, that's a fun game. What did Buddy yak up? So like,
When he continues to yak up.
the weird stuff in the bag he ate out front.
What did Buddy yak up?
An 87-year-old man's dentures.
So after he ate the 87-year-old man's dentures, they were still in his mouth, and he was smiling, and he was going like this and talking. And then he went over to Lovejoy's and ate some petroleum jelly.
And scene.
End scene.
I think for me anyway, the comedy practice or the improv rehearsals are nice for a newcomer to get just familiarized with you guys, because just 2 weeks ago we were kind of strangers. Now here we are in front of camera talking about things. And so for me, it's nice to get familiarized with people I'm going to be sharing the stage with, because you said it's like we feed off of each other and it's a team effort. So if you're just coming in brand new off the streets and you don't know like anybody, so it's nice to build that rapport with your teammates.
Huge. And like for when I started, Dom was like, just come check out a show or two and just see what it is, and then come to some practices, and then we'll see how you flow with everybody. And that's kind of what we do with everyone, is like, come to a show. If you're interested in doing it, talk to us, because we're always looking to grow people, and even like stand-up comedy. So we'll take nights, we'll take to dead time between improv shows, and we'll work stand-up. So we'll say, okay, write 10 minutes. Come up and do 10 minutes on the stage, and then we'll all round table it and say, here's what I liked. Here's like, oh, what if you went this way with it? What if you hooked it here? Sometimes we'll watch videos on learning how to develop the craft, on writing techniques, on joke writing, on stage presence, on character building. Like there's so many aspects to work, like there's not enough time to do it all.
I think overall, Jersey Devil Comedy is just a safe space for comedians or aspiring comedians to be and grow and be heard. Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's the whole point of it. Because, again, as you were born in 1996 and I was a little earlier than you, that did not exist for me growing up.
No,
that didn't, like, it was like down here in Cape May. Oh, you want to try to learn comedy? Yeah, good luck. Like go away. Like you know what I mean? It's like, oh, that's weird. There's probably guys our age that probably think what me and Ed are doing is like the strangest thing in the world.
Oh yeah,
because we're just out there and we're just having fun, and we want other people. We just want to have fun. We want to spread some joy, and there's a bunch of other people that want to do the same thing. So it's great. We get to be big brothers to everybody that wants to do this with us. And it's been fantastic. And we now have comedians coming from New York, coming from Philadelphia,
Ohio,
coming from Connecticut. Like tonight we're going to do the Jersey Devil Comedy Super Jam. And that's just a variation of a show because we have multiple variations of the show. So the Super Jam's really cool because we take 4 or 5 bands or musical acts, and then in between the musical acts, we bring comedians out. And the comedians come out, they do some minutes, and then they go back, they sit at a table, and then the musicians come out, they do their bit, and then when the musicians are done, the comedians interact with them. And it leads to a lot of really funny stuff because the musicians aren't used to dealing with the comedians. So it's like a little bit of a flip. So the comedians start roasting the musicians a little bit, and then, but they compliment as well. And it's just the last one we did, the last couple we've done, the musicians really like it a lot because we interview them, we talk to them about their craft, and then it's just like one big, I wouldn't call it a jam session because they're all broken up, but it's just one big party, of just feel good and just having fun and being proud of what you do and just having fun with it. There's like no pressure to it. And it's a great night. So we're doing that tonight. It had to get moved to Cold Spring Brewery. There was a little air conditioning problem at the theater. We had to take a part out of the air conditioner to make the mics work. No, I'm just kidding. No, the gremlins got to the air conditioning unit over there. So thankfully, Cold Spring Brewery was like, hey, you guys can come do it here tonight. So tonight, 6 to 8, we're doing that, and we're doing another Super Jam on August 20th. And again, just like the comedians, the Super Jam's drawing in really good local talent that are like, hey, I want to do a night like that where I share my original music because we ask them to do original songs, and I want to just kind of have fun. And it's like no pressure because I'm going to go on my tirade about the theater now. So the theater, amongst everything we do, the theater is a wonderful listening room for comedy and music and original music. Because like you said earlier, Ed, it's like, where do you go listen to original music? Like if you're at a crowded bar somewhere, like 150 people and everyone's drinking, and you're like, hey, I wrote this song about a girlfriend that left me 2 years ago. They're going to be like, get off the stage.
Yeah.
Like they even do that to well-seasoned musicians. Like the
Offspring.
Yeah, I was at Offspring last night, and they're like, this is one from our new album. And everyone's like, oh my God. And the whole place, everyone starts going to the bathroom till they come out and play, Self-Esteem. So the theater gives the artist that space, and the people that go there understand they are going to a listening room. It's put the cell phone down. It's like have a glass of wine and like sit down, relax, and really take in the complete art form that the artist is giving you. The risk of that obviously is that if you flub, it's all there. You are completely naked, and that's a turn off. And that's actually a turn off to some
Being naked
too. Well,
flubbing.
it's in a metaphysical sense of nakedness.
Being vulnerable and exposed.
Yes.
A little chafing. So, but yeah, I can't say enough good stuff about the theater also, and that's where we'll do the improv show on August 9th. And again, it's such a great place to listen. So that extends itself so well to comedy. And that's why I'm so glad we get to do many of our comedy shows there.
But we also take it out on other places. So is Whale's Tail? Are we going on that?
That's in the works.
That's a good stage over there now.
We have in the works, we have a comedy show at Whale's Tail. We have multiple comedy shows coming up at Bee's Knees in Cape May. So these are going to be stand-up shows. Next one is August 3rd. We have one August 31st. Is there one in between there?
No, not at Bee's Knees. We got the Super Jam August 20th.
Okay. And then we do shows up at Studio Space in Summers Point. We'll do improv shows. We unveiled our new kind of, we're trying to pitch this as like, it's kind of got remote control, early 90s remote control MTV vibes. It's called The Shit Show. And it was comedy, thrash metal. It's a variety show. And it's almost got like a little Wayne's World to it. You don't know what's going to happen next. We're actually shooting for doing a wheel, putting all the acts on a wheel, spinning it. And we've got our own Vanna White. Her name's Goldie. And she's going to spin the wheel and call out who comes next. And we're going to be able to put together a really cool show, and then we're hoping to produce that into like a 30-minute, it might be an hour and a half show, hour to hour and a half show, but we're going to produce it into a 30-minute, like series on YouTube or something like that, and be able to grow it that way. We're doing all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, like I said, we said
and
earlier.
You guys have full-time jobs.
Full-time jobs,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. Don't let them know.
I don't know what you two do, to be honest with you. I just know the comedy side.
I sell and install window treatments for Desatnik Window Fashions, and
It's very specific.
yeah,
Very opposite of comedy.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a technician. Well, that's what brought me in this. I'm naturally just drawn to comedy. I've been a goofball my entire life, and what occurs in my head, I didn't give an outlet for it for most of my life, and it made me feel crazy. And I'm like, I guess I'm a crazy person. Like, I have weird, random thoughts all the time, and then I started writing them out, and I was like, maybe there's some value in that. Maybe there's something there. And so I actually went on this whole, like, reductionary approach. When I turned 4 years old, I'm like, I want some clarity. Why? Like, what's going on? So I cut out everything. I cut out drinking. I cut out anything that was a distraction out of my life other than just paying my bills, working to pay my bills, and playing guitar.
And trans fat.
And trans fats.
Trans fats, you held on to trans fats.
I kept those.
You were holding on to them so hard you petitioned.
Every once in a while, I want some Stocks pound cake or Entenmann's cookies. I will fight for those. But then what happened was I started writing these ideas out. I started writing music. I started writing jokes. I started writing TV show ideas and sketches. And all of a sudden, this whole world appeared in front of me. I was like, oh, I told my wife, I'm like, I want to play like thrash metal and I want to do comedy. And she's like, how are you going to do that? Like, where? I'm like, I don't want to drive to AC to do like open mics. I have a family. I've got 2 kids. And I'm a full-time job. Like, how do I make this work? And then turns out run into Dom and at a comedy show, and then we met each other before because our kids went to homecoming together. And he's like, oh, by the way, we have an improv comedy group right there. I'm like, all right, sweet. He's like, you do stand-up? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I want to do stand-up. Let's do more stand-up. We're like, all right, let's do it. So then all of a sudden it's just like, I like this, let's do it. I like this, let's do that. And we're like, hey, you know what'd be cool? I sent him a message. He's like, we booked this theater, we booked this other theater, studio space for a thing. And then all of a sudden I'm like, do you know what? Kevin Smith has that theater up in Smodcastle up in Red Bank, near Red Bank. I'm like, how cool would it be to do a show there? He's like, hit him up. So I did. And then we did a show at Smodcastle. You know, like, it's just all of a sudden you just like, just start doing it and going for it, and it's just like, okay, what can we do next?
Yeah, we're doing a super jam at the Anchor Rock Club in AC.
Yeah,
that's going to be a cool show.
That's going to be mental.
You know,
Bloody mental.
It's going to be. We're going to crank it up to 11.
It's
what we've learned is just ask.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised at the answers you get.
Well, just like improv, where we're always saying yes and, just expand that to life and just say yes and the doors will open, or you could push them open.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't hurt to ask.
And just like in comedy, anything you do, if it doesn't go the way you were hoping it to go, there's still wonderful lessons and value in everything. And that's the other thing I think Ed does awesome with, is that just we'll go somewhere, right? And we'll say, okay, we're going to do a show tonight. And sometimes 5 people show up and you're like, man, because just like everything else, not every performer can make every show, and not every person can make every show to come out and support. So it's like, how do we turn this night into the best possible night for us? Well, remember that bit we wanted to try out? Yeah, let's do that tonight. Like, so find the value in the moments that you get. And I feel like Ed's really good at that, and then he's made me better at that too. So I feel like that's something else we do a really good job with.
I feel like I'm in the middle of a little bromance right now.
Get out of our way, all right?
I know.
It's totally
I'm
in
just
my
trying
way.
to distract so you don't have to ask me about what I do for a living. So
Perfect. That's okay. You're not even in my camera frame right now. But
the AI doesn't like me. It can tell.
he's been cut out for the past 10 minutes.
Oh, gosh. Okay,
told
well,
you
hopefully this one's catching everything. And
It's okay.
I warned it that
I am in the shadows.
But yeah, I love the idea of like, there are no failures. There's no such thing as failure. There's only lessons to be learned. Mm-hmm. And okay, yeah, that didn't go the way you wanted to go. Well, okay, well, that's the real life. Mm-hmm. There's the real world, and that's how it works. So what do you do about that?
right.
Like, oh, I'm not, like, do I have expectation? Like when I was talking to people about, like, I want to be successful in comedy, what does that mean? that means for me is like if I can walk into a room of 5 people and I can get them to engage and laugh, I win. I won.
Right.
That's it. I'm good. If I can do that, because I know if I can do that there, I could do that to 200 people. I could do that to 1,000 people. It just like those doors won't open until you're ready. And they'll be there. It just takes time and it takes hard work and it takes a lot of sweat equity. And same thing is like we just keep doing these things. So it's like, okay. And sometimes we'll fill a place, and then things will go wrong. Stuff will break. Technical difficulties. Mics will shut off and lights go out. Air conditioners break. Like life happens around you. So whatever. What do we take from that? How do we learn from that? It's like, okay, well, let's upgrade our equipment. Let's make sure this is better. Like, let's make sure the lighting sucks. Like our Smod Castle show was a blast. But it wasn't the best show that we ever did. We took people out of their comfort zone and maybe a little too far out of their comfort zone. Then on top of that, we didn't have proper lighting, so we tried to record it. The lighting's not great, but it had so much good within it. It was phenomenal. We got just the people that we met up in Asbury and up there now are part of our troupe. We're building an army of crazy people, one person at a time. So it's awesome.
And that's where you come in, because you have a good hand with people with disabilities, and now you've got a whole group of them.
Yeah, you can help guide us around us crazy people. Our disabilities are in the inside.
May want to cut that.
Nah, it's okay. We don't need to cut it. It's.
I don't think there's any normal people in the world. I don't think there's one normal person. Everybody's got something crazy or different. We're all unique in our own ways.
That's right.
And so I appreciate it. I love it. I love that about people. I love people because they're messed up and tweaked, and we're all the same.
That's right. Let the army unite.
So, I think with all that being said,
Bye.
make sure, adios. No, I'm out. No. Make sure you come check out us, Jersey Devil Comedy. Make sure you meet Emma and come check us out. So, we got August 9th, right? We're going to do the improv show. We've got August 10th. That's going to be the folk festival, which you see a lot of great local talent. The comedians will be there hanging out. We got a dunk tank there. August 31st, we'll be at Bee's Knees, Labor Day comedy show. We do have a Bee's Knees comedy show August 3rd. Those are both Sunday night comedy shows. They're 8 o'clock at night. And a good friend of ours, Ryan Curtis, who's part of the Jersey Devil Comedy Group, he's been talent booker for those shows, and he's really pulling some great comedians. And everybody that goes to those shows leaves there saying, wow, that show exceeded my expectations, which is, they've just been fantastic. I love to call out the one comedian we've had at both shows was Holly Huff. And if you check out her Instagram, she's fantastic.
So funny.
But they all have been fantastic.
John Montag, Andrew Boss,
Andrew Sharitz was great.
Yeah.
I mean,
John Keller.
John Keller's coming back to Sunday's show.
Perfect.
And we just had this ability to work with these great comedians. So look at our Facebook, look at our Instagram, watch our podcasts, and find out all the cool stuff we're doing. And come on, be part of the club.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
Cool.
Thanks for joining us, Emma.
Thanks so much for having me. Appreciate it. I'm excited.
All right. Good night, everybody.
If I don't see you, have a good morning, good night, and afternoon. What's the Truman Show?
Truman Show?
Yeah. Good afternoon, good night.